Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. I got an interesting question today that I really didn't know the answer to. It's a tech question, so hey, perfect place, Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. My friend Robert from over there at Late to the Party sent me a text asking me if I knew the record time that the DJI Pocket 3 was capable of. Specifically meaning, can it record for long stints? Because as we all know, most of our digital cameras usually have cutoffs, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Some let you expand that time, others you are completely restricted to the allotted time. Honestly, I had no idea. I never recorded a clip longer than 8-9 minutes at a time with the Pocket 3, so I decided it was time to give that an experiment. We'll check it out. I decided to do the old-fashioned and just turn it on and let it go. And I discovered 3 interesting things in the process. The first interesting thing is you can't actually have it plugged in and running off of an exterior power source while it's running. So I had plugged it in and say, okay, I'll just let it run off of that power. No, even when I plugged it in, as soon as I started recording, it stopped showing that it was charging and just went off the actual battery pack of the device itself. So I did plug in the extended battery that the Creator combo came with, and good news is it ran the whole time. In fact, I'm sitting here and it still has about 40% power left on the actual battery of the camera, but the extended battery is completely exhausted at this point. So we used that whole battery pack and so far half of the camera's battery pack. And how long did it record? It actually recorded for 170 minutes, as you see right here. The 170 minutes was great. But the question Robert had for me, and this is part 2 of interesting, he asked if it was one continuous file or did it break it up into segments, which like my GoPro does that. If you record over a certain amount of time, it will break it up into, I think it's like 8-minute increments. So it's one continuous video that will seamlessly go together when you're editing in Adobe or whatever. But the fact is, it is separate files for one extremely long file. In our particular case, it actually gave us 3 files, one for 60 minutes, one for 62 minutes, and when I hit stop, it was at 48 minutes, which you see right over here. It was 170 minutes total, but it did break it down in 3 separate videos. But I went back and double checked, they all seamlessly went together. You don't even notice that there was a break in the footage at all. And the third thing is, it actually didn't overheat, which was a really cool thing for me, because I know they can get warm, and that's been some complaints if you look inside some of the chat rooms and forums. Chat rooms, look at me, it's 1989. Hope you guys got your AOL. No, into some of like the different groups you can look into, they say that overheating and getting warm is an issue, which totally can be. But it didn't do that here, because like with my G7X Mark III, that's my biggest complaint, is that it overheats. That's why I decided to look at the DJI. And the DJI has been my favorite camera to use by far, especially with the low light settings. It has great time-lapse photography, and the pictures on here are high quality as well. So I have 0 complaints. Now, a few different parameters we set up for it was, I set it to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and that seemed to work like a charm. Now going back to my G7X Mark III, when it overheats, it's when I'm recording continuously in 4K because it's working twice as hard. When I go to 1080, I've never had it overheat on me while shooting. When I shoot in 4K on the G7X Mark III, usually I can get to like the 5 or 6 minute mark. If I'm recording lots of short segments in a row, as long as it's turned on, it will overheat and shut off and not let me turn it on for like 10-15 minutes. So that passed this test. So those 3 things that we talked about were, the DJI lets you record basically whatever time whatever your SD card is formatted for, it'll record that length of time, which is great, albeit it'll break it up into increments. 2, if you have that extender battery pack and if it's in 1080p, it'll last you at least 3 straight hours of recording, because that's about where we were, or 2.5 hours. So that's awesome. Because bear in mind, we didn't charge it at all after we recorded out in the field today. So I literally plugged in my extended battery pack on whatever was left, which I think was like 70% power. So not bad at all for battery life. And lastly, it did not overheat, which was the thing I wanted to check on it. So yay, this camera is really paying for itself in my opinion. Even thinking about getting the DJI Pocket 3, it really does replace almost all those cameras out there that we use for vlogging or daily use. I've been so thoroughly impressed with this. I cannot wait to see what else, other toys I can get with it. I just recently got that black mist filter. I really don't know I haven't noticed a big difference with it so far. In fact, I still have to clean it because I got fingerprints all over it trying to get on and off that lens because it's very difficult. I wish there was an easier way to pop it on and off. But this DJI Pocket 3 has been amazing. Thank you, Robert, over there at Late to the Party, for asking that question and giving me something to talk about, because we both agreed that's probably some information people are going to look for. Because when he told me that, I was like, dude, you're a YouTube, jump in there and check it out, like Google it. Well, obviously he did. I Googled it too, and I couldn't find a clear-cut answer either. I got so many conflicting answers to it. That's why I decided to make this video. So yeah, basically you can record for whatever time length you want that your card is formatted for, albeit it'll break it up into increments, but they seamlessly stitch together. Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to watch our little tech video here, about 5 minutes long. So it was a quick one, and I hope it's really helpful? If it was, please like and follow down below. That really helps the channel and that helps me out. And there's no charge or cost to it. It's a free thing. I make this for free. So yeah, please like and follow. Comment down below if this was helpful. If it wasn't helpful, sorry. Don't be mean. We'll see you guys later. Let's take another ride again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.